So welcome to Making Group Content. If you don't know, we are Mindcrack. We are a group of content creators across YouTube and Twitch, and we do collaborative gameplay, independent gameplay that's not good, gameplay that is good, everything else. So
What gameplay is good?
She looked at me when she was saying that.
I did.
So,
I looked at
yeah.
Seth Bling only. If you guys want to go down the line and introduce yourselves so they know who from Mindcrack specifically is here.
Hi, I'm Blame.
The controller.
Move your mic closer. It's so far away.
He said like 6 to 8.
Are you now known as Blame? You're like Prince, the artist formerly known as Blame the Controller?
Well, I just have the skull symbol now. So
Oh, okay.
that's
You're just a symbol.
Just the symbol. That's it. Hello, everyone. I'm Blame the Controller. Thank you for joining us.
I'm good.
I'm Seth Bling.
I'm Sevidus.
I'm Chad.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
It's only
All
because
right.
he's wearing a flower crown, let's be honest. Just kidding. And my name is Aaron, also known as Aurelian. And
Woo! Yeah!
Chad is my biggest fan, next to my dad, who is also in the audience today.
Thanks for coming, Dad, and my brother.
Anyway, so we wanted to just talk to you guys a little bit about group content. We're all here for TwitchCon, obviously. First TwitchCon ever, yeah! We're here at TwitchCon.
This is actually my second TwitchCon.
Wow.
Such a hipster.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about, because we have kind of a unique spin that our group does, and it's that we do collaborative content consistently as a group. We're all our own independent content creators, but we also do content together as a group. And there are a lot of benefits to doing that, but there's also a lot of challenges that we have to come across. So we wanted to just kind of share our experiences and go over that with everybody here at TwitchCon and people at home who are watching via chat, who I'm sure Sevidus is going to pull up here in a second, because Sevidus is...
How did you know I was going to do that?
Because I know you, and I know that you
I was just
love
turning down
Twitch
the
chat.
volume before I went onto Twitch.
Sevidus is one of the first people to join Mindcrack who is only pretty much a Twitch broadcaster. Most of us joined, and we collaborate primarily on YouTube, but Sevidus was one of the first ones who joined, who does almost all of his content exclusively on Twitch. So knowing that, he's definitely the one that's got Twitch always pulled up on his phone reading the chat. So hello, chat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. So one of the things that we wanted to, I guess, just first and foremost kind of start off is, how do you create group content? How do you create the group, right? The group has to start first. So since Good was the one who created Mindcrack, Good, do you want to that's not, look at the sign, obviously.
Yeah, I got us. In case you don't know, I'm good.
Yeah. Good, do you want to talk about
Yeah.
how that started and what the process looks like?
So, Mindcrack came together. Originally, it was just a single player, just me, and I really wanted to play with some friends, and eventually, Minecraft added multiplayer, and I played with some of my friends doing that, and I started getting a fan base, which was unexpected, and I opened up a contest, and that's whenever people like Vintage Beef and those guys that were at the time fans of mine submitted into the contest, and then from there it's kind of evolved into this, it's a different thing where we meet people and we become friends well before people actually join our group. And so guys like Seth or whatever. Sethidus. Yeah, whenever those two people are together, it's really difficult to differentiate their names.
It's really not that difficult.
It's
really
you
difficult.
You know your name.
You have half of this.
You're
You don't
biased.
even have the issue.
Listen, I have to carry out a giant sign just to
sign in
remember
front of
who I am.
No, but that's stupid. You're like, it's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult.
It's because you are never going to say your name.
Okay, well,
That's
like
true,
with
too.
my real
That's
name.
false. He says his name all the time because
It's
he
true.
loves his name.
That
so.
is true.
You know, I mean, like people confuse me Matt and Zach, and there's not even a person Zach next to me. I feel like I have this issue that we need to figure out how
I
to
get
correct.
Sean. People call me Sean by accident. People have known me for years. It's the
Your name
weirdest
is
thing.
Seth Bling. You're
Does
like
anyone
gamer
else
name
have a
anyway,
spirit
we
name?
digress.
It's a spirit name.
Let's.
There you go.
We don't choose our content because of our names. So that's one thing, right?
Yeah. So that's basically the story. Is we're a bunch of friends. BTC doesn't always believe that, but he's just a symbol though.
Wow,
so
way to
what
throw
does
him
he
under
know?
the bus.
So Chad, myself, and Sevidus are all relatively newer to Mindcrack. We all joined about a year ago. So we've been on, we're one of the newest additions to the group overall. But Seth, maybe you can talk about kind of going even before we joined. There's always this discussion that happens when we're like, okay, well, who should we add to the group? Who do we think is going to do, content consistently with our group? What kind of things do you look for? Do you not look for, if anything at all, when you're going to join a new person to an already existing group?
Well, it's kind of interesting how I joined at first even. I met some of the guys. I knew a bunch of the guys in Mindcrack, and I was kind of a fan of the group. I liked the group. I don't know, Good and I were talking a lot, and initially I wasn't really sure that I kind of wanted to join the group to just be, even better friends. I don't know, just there's something that felt like it would be, like, I could be closer friends with these people if I did. But initially it was kind of tough because I wasn't sure that I wanted to do a ton of collaborative content. I didn't really have like a single player Minecraft series, and that's one of the biggest things that Mindcrack is about. And we sort of talked about it though, Good and I talked about it, and basically we said, well, let's just try it out, and if making multiplayer Minecraft content on the Minecraft server with all these people isn't something I'm like interested in the long run, well, that's okay. I could still be a part of the group, participate in some group events now and then, and that's basically what ended up happening, and it worked out really well. And it's sort of like was foreshadowing a trend that was happening in the group, like as a whole, I would say, that people were not necessarily all about Minecraft in the multiplayer setting anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the Minecraft group don't even really play Minecraft anymore. Blame the controller over here. He's just announced he's swearing off Minecraft.
No, he announced it during UHC.
Well,
Okay,
say
just recently, right?
Just
yeah,
recently.
Sorry.
It was recent. Okay. And so, but it's so you can go into a collaborative setting without really knowing what it's going to look like in the future, but just having the bonds with the other people that you can come to them and say, hey, let's do something together, and that works out really great. And I think that's an important part of how you should decide whether you want to join a group. Is that going to happen, and is it going to be good for you?
So even outside of content creation though, and I'll speak maybe from like my own personal experience joining Mindcrack, aside from just the type of content, right? Because we all do our own independent kinds of content, but we all also kind of have very different personalities, right? Like your personality is different from Chad's, who's different from mine, who's different from Blaine's and Good's and Sevidus. But there are sometimes challenges that come up when you're going to kind of deviate from like the norm of the group, right? So obviously I'm female, I'm up here with men. And when I joined the group, we had conversations.
She called me a man.
That just happened like yesterday though, so it's new for me. When I was joining the group, it was different because although you would think that, hey, I'm a gamer just like them, I have the same type of content, it should be a pretty seamless, joining of the group or addition to the group. There was a lot of conversations that had to go on, like, okay, so you're the first girl, like, what's that gonna look like? Are you comfortable being the first girl? Like, how do those things work, right? So we had to talk about that, and we had to make sure that there wasn't going to be anything that anyone was going to, say like, oh my God, they added a girl. I don't know. Good, do you want to talk about kind of how the community responded to that? Even though it was content-wise, it was all the same.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting time too, because there was other females that had considered being a part of the group, and they didn't want to because they were worried about being that first. And it's weird that that's even a thing, but I guess that's where we live in. So yeah, it was. But I think you were the perfect person to join because you well. No, you already knew us all so well, right? And you had known us long before that was even something that was. Whenever we first met, I don't think you knew you were going to be making content. Even you were just trying it out. Whenever we met at PlayOnCon, right?
I had made like 3 videos, and they were all vlogs, and I had only done it because I had started my own server with my brother, who's here in the audience if I haven't pointed it out already. But we had started a server together, and I just like got on Twitter to like get people to play on the server, and through that met another content creator in the Littlewood who was like, you should totally do YouTube. And I was like, why would people want to watch me play video games? That's weird. And so at the time, like I just like started it and had no idea what I was doing. And so yeah, I didn't know like what that was going to like take me into doing. But as soon as I started it, it was like, hey, we have this Minecraft podcast called The Shaft. You should totally be a guest on that. And I was like, why? I don't know. And then through that, it kept growing. So
Yeah.
She used to speak in a series of grunts like that.
We helped her find her voice.
That's what got better with content creation.
You know, another juxtaposition, not as big as that, but like you were talking about Sevidus being only a streamer, that comes into play quite frequently. In fact, like when we're scheduling a UHC, or even you were talking last night about, I want to be on your podcast, but you recorded at a dumb time.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest keys to being, you know, to continue your growth on Twitch is to have a consistent schedule. And I like to try to keep that as much as I can. And so people, especially with like UHCs, the last few UHCs, we've recorded them during my streams. And so
He wasn't live.
I wasn't live during them, but like people are catching on. And like every time now that I have to leave for some sort of appointment, or because I've always made up, like I'm going to the dentist, I think was my last one. And then before that, I think I just said to everybody I was like flying to Brazil or something, which was obviously wrong. But it just makes
What's your
something
next
up.
excuse going to be?
I don't know. The
Is it
problem is,
TwitchCon?
is every time I make excuses now, they're like, UHC. It's going to be a
UHC
UHC.
confirmed.
They're recording a UHC, obviously. When most of the time it's not UHC, but
You're just gonna have to go
sometimes
to the
they got
dentist
it right.
like 15 times a year, so that they
Yeah.
never know which ones are.
All
We're
the
gonna have to
dentists-
just start feeding him mass amounts of sugar so he actually
I
gets
already
teeth
do
problems.
that, so
oh,
that's all
okay,
right.
well, no problem.
Yeah,
Good.
So-
delicious. But also for like the podcast, yeah. It's just, it gets a little difficult, but I find that me stopping my stream and doing group content with these guys is like well worth it, just for, you know, this community and for what it is that we do.
So that's a good point, right? So we talked about, you know, adding some new people to the group, starting the group, like things that may come up that way. But one of the biggest things to making group content is actually having the group make the content, which is kind of a challenge more so than you would think that it would be, because we're all trying to make a recording at the same time, but we're all from different time zones. We have people in the United Kingdom, we have people in Germany, we have people all around the world, and not all of us can be there at the same time to make content. So Chad, you're one of the people who does get to make content full time, and you live on the West Coast. What's it like having to deal with people who don't have open schedules?
Yeah, it's
and
very difficult. I mean, some of my favorite people to record with are in Europe, and that time difference, if you're going to record anything with them past 7, it's basically impossible because of the time difference, and so you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep them in mind if you're going to record group content with them.
You sort of like say, okay, well, let's record this at like 3 p.m. And they're like, what? That's way too late. I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" It's like mid-afternoon.
They're like,
But
can we
they
be
have to think about
reasonable,
that.
like 11 a.m.? I mean, that's way too late for me, really. And you're like, what the heck? I don't even wake up at that
We're
time.
not going to be awake.
Yeah, exactly. So that's.
So what goes into it? Because I know from my perspective, when we're in a group call, that's one of the things that we do as a group is we meet every single week to make sure that we're all on the same schedule, that as a group, our content all matches when we're talking about something like a UHC, which is something a large part of our group does. So, we sit down, we're in our meeting, we're like, hey, let's do this group event. When's everybody free? Goo, do you want to talk about what then that looks like?
It looks like a mess. Because it's really difficult to find timing for everyone. Normally, when it comes to recording a UHC, we're like, we're going to do it this month. What Saturday can you all be there? Or if it can't be a Saturday, what could it be? A Sunday, a Friday, whatever. And then finding that time that everyone gets together is
There's
it's
never
very
a time.
interesting.
It's kind of
Somebody always has to make
Yeah,
a sacrifice.
there's always someone who's left
one
out.
or two people.
when you ask the question, like, okay, what are we going to, like, let's record a UHC. When are we going to do it? There's just an awkward silence because nobody even knows where to begin tackling
Yeah.
the issue of, like, oh, God, this again.
Those meetings are our longest meetings, just deciding
Right.
the time.
Those are literally the longest meetings.
Right.
We're talking about group content and recording space, but since we're at TwitchCon, I feel like we should talk more about group content and streaming
So I
space.
wanted to, I don't mean to steal a question asking from you.
That's fine. I quit.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Well, I was just thinking that, like,
now that you're
Seven
not
is-
the moderator, I have to stand up and you get the chair. And no.
Well, while you're doing all that, I was just gonna say,
Dad
Seven
can't
is
get out of the chair.
most-
That's how I planned it.
He's the biggest streamer of us, and I don't feel like you do. But you have that office now, and so like you have like you have like group content planned.
Well, so
But
here's
like
what I
on
wanted to
Fridays,
ask.
You have your fancy.
Do you want to be
Fridays.
the host? Because
No,
I took
I'm
it
just.
from Aurelian,
I-
and now are you taking
okay.
it?
So we can't even make group
this
content
is
and
how
a
we make
planned
group
panel.
content.
Yeah, this is group
Right.
content.
All right, guys, I'm the host now.
No! I have a question for Sabatis.
Is it who's wearing the?
Yeah, whoever wears
Tiara?
the
Oh, wait, hold
the
on.
flower crown.
What would you call it? A flowered tiara?
No, it's a flower.
It's a flower crown.
Someone
Shit, what?
back when
Wait,
Is this
now I'm
something
back.
you tumble?
hold on.
I s-
Back when we were
Thank
playing
you.
Feed the Beast, I gotta say something. Back when we were playing Feed the Beast, I actually made a flower crown because it like allowed you to
animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And someone drew fan art of me in my mask with the flower crown.
Because they're awesome.
This isn't a mod?
Yeah, there's a mod for Minecraft. That's not why you did it, right? You didn't make this because it's the mod of Minecraft, right? The girl who
No,
made these is in
Angie
the
made
audience
it because
also.
she's cool.
I
And
just thought it was like a Don't Starve reference. It's like
No.
you're bringing your sanity up.
Anywho, let's get back to group
Okay,
content.
so
Sevenus.
Sevenus, my question
it's
for you,
weird.
my question for you is during your normal streams,
Yeah.
I actually took this from you, your streams are with your chat, right? And so bringing someone in a Skype call is very detrimental to that because you have to focus on them. Wow, professional content, Aurelian. No.
I'm also working right now.
And so basically what I have to do if I want to stream with someone is schedule it so that basically my chat knows that I'll be with them, or it's a one-off, it's not part of the normal schedule so that
Yeah.
it can be.
I hate broadcasting with other people. As weird as it is, like it
I hate this panel.
it's not. Like I hate taking my normal stream that everybody expects and then injecting another. Not that I hate everybody else much. It's just that like it's not what's expected, and people like what's expected.
I know
If
what
you
you
prep
mean.
them for it, then it can be exciting and you can pump everybody up for it. But like if they're just expecting you, and yeah, I love these other people, but the dynamic, you're not spending as much time with the chat, which is what they're expecting.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've done some streams with other people, maybe like building something on the Mindcrack server together or something, and it's really hard to maintain the normal cadence of chat interactivity that you would normally want. And you get a donation, and like I read my donations when I get them, and okay, now I'm like have this other person in the call, am I reading it to? It's just this whole it becomes kind of awkward, and so doing it right is kind of an art.
Did you know you can't? There's a hotkey to push to talk in
I
Skype.
saw that recently. Yeah.
Found that out. That's a good thing for group content.
You know, here's the thing though, like I hate having to think about it.
Yeah.
And so like
But you can toggle the mute
when,
instead
when,
of push
when
to
I've done it
talk.
with other people, I arrange it like, okay, yo. I get strong and possessive.
He says yo. He says.
You see the message.
and
this
then,
is like one notification.
yo, this is what we
the
do.
yo notification
Yo.
from Seb.
We just agree that, okay, we're just going to read everything out in our streams, or we just agree that we're not reading anything out, or just, you have to do prep work for it, which you can do. It's just you have to be ready for it. And like for Fancy Fridays that you guys do, you have a set way of doing it, which is what makes it comfortable. We actually don't.
I know one
You
time
read
we
them all
don't-
out. You read
We
them
do,
out.
but then
Yeah.
sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
It depends on the notification or the donation. Sometimes it's really personal, and so I'll make sure to toggle mute, and so he doesn't hear it. And then
But then
same
he's
thing,
talking to you, and then it's
no,
all
same thing, because like I'll like
weird.
talk to him, and then it's just silent. I'm like, oh, he's reading off a donation
Do you
probably.
see why I hate
Yeah,
broadcasting with you?
but I think Fancy Friday is a good example of collaboration that works.
Yeah, I think it works.
You know,
It's a scheduled thing that people expect it.
Right.
It's not like they're expecting you to give all your attention to chat.
right.
But those are both kind of two people independent broadcasts, right? So we've done, when we do like our charity UHC, and we have like 20 people all simultaneously broadcasting in a room, or like in one event, right? We have to go through and think, okay, well, how are we gonna make this work? And we obviously can't have all 20 people talking at the same time, right? So we have to break up into, our teams, like our groups of 4. But even in groups of 4, it's hard to not talk over each other and not
It
do
is.
that. But the advantage is that when we do events like that, the viewership that we get is quadruple what we all would normally get on our own, right?
Right.
So what do you think the advantage or disadvantages is to doing that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you get
I
the
mean,
viewership, but is
for-
it quality? Like do you sacrifice some of the quality of the broadcast to get the viewers when you're doing a collaboration that's that size?
You do, but I think like you sacrifice it for the hardcore fans that are there just to see you and don't care about anything else, which there's a lot of those, right? And so yeah, there's a day where you're sacrificing that, but then all these other people are also enjoying a new type of content. And for me, I really like it because it is not the norm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm used to doing my normal thing and all that kind of stuff, but it's really cool to sometimes step out and just do something big and massive and just different than I'm used to.
I'm a big fan
fun.
of novelty in streams, and just doing something different that shakes it up is it's just always refreshes things, makes it not the same old thing that you've always been doing. And I think it's worth any detriment that you get out of that.
But a lot of times when we're setting up these group events, or even when we're in a group just in general, right? We have those weekly meetings. There are obviously going to be times where everything isn't just, hey, let's do this. Okay, we all agree, and let's like all go forward, right? Even when it comes to scheduling, like you guys were saying earlier, someone always has to be left out, right? Like we're never going to find a time that makes everybody 100% happy. So how do we go about handling those challenges, or when issues arise and we're not all happy? Like what does that look like behind the scenes?
You look at their subscriber number, and the person with the no, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I make
a
that
good
joke.
idea.
No, we shouldn't.
No,
What's
YouTube
funny is
subscriber
I
number,
make
right?
that
One
joke. Yeah,
subscriber
YouTube.
is
Yeah, that's
a
a good
vote.
idea.
We should-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good idea.
No, well, I actually I wanted to kind of make that joke because we don't.
No,
Everybody has an equal voice.
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
I think a good example of things
Why are we
not-
doing that? That's really
like,
dumb.
things not working out is our Rocket League. We really wanted to have a Rocket League, but we just couldn't work that out, and so we've all given up hope of ever there being a Rocket League.
I mean, there are
Because-
going to be times where there's projects that just don't work out because
No, but
it
it's
just
a
doesn't-
sad. That's a sad one.
It's sad, but
I'll
it
join your
just
Rocket
happens.
League. I've never
It'd be
played
me and
Rocket
you.
League, but
That's the thing is like Kurt really wants to do it, Pyro wants to do it, but none of us can seem to like get beyond this step right here where we're at right now, where you're saying you'll join the Rocket League. Then we got to make it really happen.
I mean, there's a
I'm
certain
good at that.
project that's taken 4 years.
Oh, shut up! Then not even
We
talk about
should
it.
really
Don't
watch
even-
a panel
bring
on
that
how to
up.
make group content.
You're silence.
No, I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on, like just
Yeah.
as the group. And so, you know, committing yourself to another thing can take you just time. Like in a meeting, you're not going to be like, well, instantly, okay, yes, you've shown interest, but then actually doing the commitment of going through with it can take some time for everybody. And I think it's when that time actually, like when everyone's like, okay, I now have the ability to commit. That's when we get things
I
done.
also think sometimes constraint causes that to happen. If you have someone in the group, like with Rocket League, everyone's like, well, I'm kind of free, kind of whenever. But if there's one person that's like, it has to be on Thursdays at 2. That's the only time I have free for something like this. Yeah. Then everyone else just rallies behind it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's how a lot of the UHCs get solved.
Right.
Is we just say, what are all our conflicts?
Right.
And
So that's what we need to do for Rocket League.
Yeah.
just process of elimination.
Thursday
Yeah.
at 2. It's
Not-
for the summer.
Right. All right. You know, an example of the time constraint. I know that one of the times you and I were doing a Mindcrack episode together, and I didn't realize you were going to stream it because of the time constraint. Like you need the stream tier for this period. And so I like show up and I'm so confused because I was like, wait, you're streaming.
Did she tell you? Did she
No.
tell
No,
you?
she didn't tell me ahead of
I-
time.
No.
So
Not
he's
true. Not true. So I said something along the lines of like, oh, I have to stream at that time, but we can do it. And he was like, oh, okay. So in my mind, the way I was phrasing it was like, hey, we can do it, but I'm also going to be streaming it. But he thought I was saying like, I have to stream, but like, forget streaming. I will do this instead.
Yeah.
So we just start recording. I'm like, are you ready? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So we start recording, and then like, I think I was like randomly acknowledging someone in chat, and he was like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, I was
And I
like,
was
what
like,
is going
I'm
on?
live streaming, and he was like, wait, what? What?
Did you say anything just
No,
horrible?
no. Because we were
But I
recording.
could've.
No, because we were recording. Like nothing
Oh,
would
right.
have
But no,
happened.
but when I first joined the
Like,
call,
like
I
when
couldn't
you were
have,
on
I
the-
guess.
before-
But,
oh,
yeah.
you didn't start till after he started recording?
No, we were like I was broadcasting before, but
you
like
could've
He gets on the
Yeah,
call
it
and you're
just
like,
worked out that I
oh
didn't-
my God, I just
just
got the
imagining
Yeah.
dumbest
Okay.
message from 7.
But yeah,
It's
but-
like,
Cut
oh
that
my
part,
God.
right?
yeah, we can cut that. Yeah, we could totally edit. No one saw that at all. Yeah, but there are other times where we.
Minecraft is because we move spawn. And this is what happens when you reset things and move things.
Nah,
Is that why you quit?
no, I just just don't like the game anymore.
He sounds so sad, doesn't he?
No,
I mean, that's a valid point.
Valid reason.
there's actually a bunch of reasons. The problem I have with Minecraft is the stuff that's interesting is in mod packs, and the mod packs just destroy even the most beastly of computers. Like, you'll drop down to like 2 frames per second. I mean, the regrowth mod pack was awesome, and I genuinely enjoyed playing it. But as I kept progressing, like, even though I'm not even playing on a server, it just started getting slower and slower, and to the point where I had to restart the game every 15 minutes, and I'm like, done.
Yeah.
And the vanilla, I mean, you get something like a new block every 9 months or something. You know, I could make a baby in that time.
Oh,
And,
that's what Paws decided to do.
Wait, what?
And yet, So,
I don't believe you.
so anyways, and the other factor is the audience for Minecraft used to be, I think, from like maybe age 15 to 30, and now the age is from like 4 to 14, and I am kind of like a off the cuff,
Not
kind of
kid-friendly is what
not
he's saying.
not family friendly kind of person, and I don't want to make content for kids.
Yeah.
So.
And you've transitioned from YouTube
That's-
to streaming.
Yeah,
at this
that's why
point
I
as well,
play a
right?
game where I shoot people. So
Luckily, that demographic loves cat toy plushies. Luckily.
it's weird.
Luckily,
I don't
that
know.
It also
demographic
makes
is
cat-
big
So
cat
I
toys.
have a question that's not related. I didn't answer your question about the move or the reset or anything, but I really want to know, do you just give them to every subscriber, or how does the cat plushies come about?
Okay,
This
so
is panel even. I don't.
so
Making group content, okay?
You're not wearing the crown. No
I
one's
gotta wear the
listening to
crown.
you.
Oh, okay. So we whenever we reset the server that time, it was really crappy. But we moved spot, it worked out all right.
That broke me. Is that you break it?
So, well, we'll
That
go
was
back.
funny.
We'll go back to BTC because that's kind of an interesting point, right? So a lot of us, the group collaborations that we do are Minecraft based. A lot of them, not all of them.
We're just
So a
right
lot
now.
of them-
We're just broken.
And so, but BTC, from your perspective, like, what does that look like? Like, in terms of your involvement in the group, do you feel like, hey, now I've just limited my options? Are you going to attempt to make more options within the group to play the game that you're playing? Like, what does that look like in terms of how you are a member of Mindcrack, but you're also BTC the individual?
well, right now I primarily play just CS:GO. Like, that's it. It's just CS:GO. I put like highlights and fails, mostly fails, on my YouTube channel. And some people from the group who actually aren't here, Nebris, that's the correct pronunciation, by the way.
Oh.
We learned that the other day. It's Nebwis. I hope you're watching right now, Nebris. I really do. Anyways, so Nebwis and Avidia will sometimes play CS:GO with me, but they don't actually record or stream or nothing like that while they're doing it. So I still play with some of the guys in the group. It's group content, but I'm the only one that's like making anything out of it. So, and as far as other games, there's a couple of them that are pretty cool coming up, like Overwatch from Blizzard and Gigantic, and that Paladins game looks pretty interesting. So, I mean, I would be interested in getting into some like group content with these guys and that stuff, but I don't want to place any more blocks.
So let's say we'll get a little serious for a second. Not that we're never serious, but so if it's a situation like that, right? Obviously, Mindcrack over the course of the years has had more members than what currently exists, right? Which means that some members have chosen to leave, right? What would be something, and BTC, maybe you can chime in, like, is that something that you think, like, you know what, well, like, I'm not gonna do Minecraft anymore, that doesn't apply to me, maybe I should leave the group? Do you not leave the group?
Are you saying you don't want me?
No, I'm not saying I don't want you. I'm saying that, like, that's a thing that,
Doors
like,
over
bye, Felicia. So that, I mean, that is part of the group, is that, like, we do Minecraft content, and even though we are all capable and we all do things that are not Minecraft, right? Is that something that you look at and say, I don't want to be a member of the group? Does it still do something for you? And you guys can chime in too, because we all are friends with members who are no longer a member of our group. What do those reasons look like? How do you handle that? Like, what do we do going forward when someone says, I don't feel like I belong?
I mean, I just want to say, I don't think that Minecraft defines the group anymore like it used to. And I mean, I haven't been playing Minecraft really the last, I don't know, month or something, but I'm getting really into Mario Maker, and it's like, Good is too, and Milby, and like, I'm sure we're going to do some stuff together. So you never know what's going to come up, but.
Well, like, you guys, like, Milby doesn't play Minecraft anymore, but he still does the show with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I hate these guys enough to leave the group yet.
He doesn't like us, but doesn't hate us.
He hates most people. He just hates us
Well,
less.
Chad was talking about something interesting the other day. What if one of us stopped doing gaming content completely? What if they transition their channel away from gaming?
Can I do sewing?
Yeah, you're the new.
You know what? So this is
I'm
kind
glad
of
you volunteered that instead of me saying it.
this is actually kind
If
of
they get
going
into
back to the-
textiles, what happens then?
This is going back to the plushie thing, because when I first started doing it, people thought it was like a joke, and I'm like, no, I am seriously sewing big cat plushies to give to my supporters. And the answer to your question was, it's not subscribers, it's through GameWisp. Like
Oh,
you
okay.
can, so
Yeah.
people who support me on GameWisp, I'll like hand make a cat blob plushie and stuff.
Is that something you find therapeutic, like stress relief?
And not so much. I
The
mean,
way you say that, it's like a guy just can't make plushies.
Well, I mean, anyone can, but I feel like, after a period of time, like I see people that crochet, and I can see that as like a mindless task that lets your mind wander. So I thought maybe it was something similar.
I don't know. It's actually kind of maybe a little bit more stressful. I mean, the
Okay.
No. So
I hate it.
I can't get the eye right.
These are hate
did you-
plushies.
Did you see? Well, did you see the video with Vex?
Yeah, I did.
So it's serious business making those plushies. Serious.
Okay, we should joke.
Beat you to death with them. No, but so when it comes to like making the plushies, like for the chat and for the stream, it's probably like a relaxed environment. Because I just have like heavy metal blaring while I'm sewing a cat
It's so relaxing,
plushie.
that heavy metal music.
Are
But
you
no, like
serious? There's heavy metal music?
yeah, like I listen to like Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch, Dope. Wow. You are basically perfect reenactment.
Wow.
Anyways,
I feel like I'm missing a really good stream. I need to. What time is this happening normally?
actually, I haven't streamed sewing in a while.
Okay, when's the next one coming up?
I don't know.
All right,
I
be
don't
sure to message
I
me.
used
Tweet
to,
it out.
I used to do sewing Sundays, but anyways, so the deal with it is I'm making something that someone has donated or supported me on GameWisp for a substantial amount of money, and that to me it actually kind of is stressful because first of all I have very minimal sewing skills, so I know it's going to come out like crap. And it's not going to look that good, right? So, like, it's actually stressful because I know it's going to be crap, but I'm trying to make it as polished crap as possible. So, like, I'm really, really focused and really trying to make, like, a really good cat plushie.
Saying that.
And,
I want there to be like a Tim Burton film.
And, like, if I mess up, then, someone gave a lot of money, and I want to make sure that they have a good one.
Please stop right now.
The problem with sitting next to Good when he's laughing is that you can't not laugh yourself.
So anyways, for my chat, it's more relaxed. For me, it's actually probably slightly more stressful.
So I don't know how to transition out of cat plushie talk, but I'm going to try. So going back to, we talked about some members leave, some don't, but you brought up an interesting fact, Seth, in that you said, well, Mindcrack isn't really Minecraft anymore, right? Which is an excellent point. I'm glad you brought that up because groups can start out as one thing, right? We're going to all collaborate because we have, this one thing in common, but a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe even 3 or 6 months into that group can change differently. Are there any struggles that have come up with us not doing Minecraft anymore Or has it been pretty seamless for everybody that we've all been like, yeah, it makes sense to not just do this?
I think we all kind of feel that way. Like, we all did a lot of Minecraft to start off with, and you kind of get burnt out after a while to a point where it's just, you need to play something. You have to play something else, or else you don't feel like a human.
I honestly, well, one other reason why I stopped Minecraft is I genuinely believe I cannot grow as a YouTube or a Twitch channel playing Minecraft anymore. I think I plateaued, and that was pretty much it. So I think I do have possibility for growth in other games, but not in Minecraft.
I think what keeps us all around is just that we're all friends with each other, and that's the thing that hasn't changed and isn't really going to change. So like, yeah, if it's Minecraft, if it's whatever, that's kind of secondary.
I think the only thing that's changed, or the difficulty for an outsider coming in now, is before, if you came in, you didn't know what we didn't know, you didn't know nothing about us. You came in, you could easily identify this is a group of people who all play Minecraft. Now it's not necessarily true, so when you come in, it's not so easy to say, oh, this is a group of people that are all friends, and that doesn't really mean anything to someone from the outside coming in. So there's a bit of there's a struggle for a new viewer to Minecraft to find the cohesion that holds us all together.
I mean, I think we even have a hard time really defining what it like.
Yeah.
It's sort of a weird cop out to say, oh yeah, well we're basically friends that make videos together. But we kind of have a hard time we talk about this in meetings. What defines a Mindcracker? And we never really come to a good conclusion. So.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of what has made our group as a whole successful, at least in terms of us continually making content. Because like you said at the beginning, like when I first knew what Mindcrack was 3 years ago, it was, these are guys who play Minecraft. Like, this is what they are. And now that's not the case anymore. I can name 10 other games other than Minecraft that we've all played together, and that you can look across all the channels and see that we're not just playing Minecraft, but we're still together as a group because we've all remained friends, right? And so it doesn't matter what game comes and goes, we're still going to be a group because we still have those close relationships that formed because of the game, right?
Yep.
So when we're looking at adding new people, it's hard because we are a group of friends, right? So it's harder to just be like, hey, this person's really good at Minecraft, and they bring this different element of Minecraft to the group, because we're not looking at that anymore, right? It's basically like, who are we friends with, and who's like kind of a natural person to add into the group, who's gonna play this game and that game and do that thing and come to that convention as a whole, right? But because we're friends and because we do different things, we've gotten to expand the opportunities that we've been given as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you talk about some of the things that we've gotten to do as a group because we have diversified, even though it means that adding members might be a little bit more difficult?
Well, I think some of the things, like when the things that we got to do at E3, over time there's a recognition of the name. Even earlier today, we were meeting with Skype, and they knew about us because of Mindcrack and the stuff we'd done with Mojang and Microsoft in the past. And so those things wouldn't have come about without, I don't like to use the word brand recognition just because it sounds so corporate, but that's really what it is. The recognition of the name, and even if you don't know exactly what it is, you've seen it around and you know enough about it to know that these are a group of people that have been around and they're professional and you can speak with them on a professional level. So things like that, Super Fight is a good example that someday there'll be a deck. It's coming together. Just different. Our work with Extra Life, just all the different things that we get to work with, just because of they recognize us as a group of people.
Awesome. So we're going to take questions from the chat in just a few minutes. So if you have questions, you can line up at the microphone, or we're also going to be reading Twitch chat questions. Sevis, I'll put you in charge of that. Thank you, sir.
Let's do this.
But one of the last questions, I guess, and I'm hoping that it should be a pretty natural answer for everybody, but like going back and looking at when you looked at Mindcrack as a group and looking at adding, would you go back and would you have opted to not join Mindcrack when you're offered?
I never would have joined Mindcrack.
No, I'm so happy with the
We're
group
all
of
up here,
friends.
so
Yeah,
that'd be kind of awkward.
yeah.
Well, that's my point, though, right? Because there are struggles and there are people who opt to leave, right? But most of us have recognized that being in the group offers us more of a benefit than remaining our own single person.
And for me, there's just no, it's only friends. I don't have any.
Well, we're not friends.
You don't have any?
Oh yeah, sorry.
We don't like each other.
Yeah, I mean, most of my friends are part of Mindcrack. I mean, there's just no way.
There's a question here. It says, "Good, are you nervous?" I just want to tackle this because for this whole time behind this white thing that Good's got going on, he's been shuffling Seth's cards.
Shut up!
His
Leave
Kappa
me
cards,
alone.
like this whole time, and it's bothering me a lot. Like he's sorting them like poker chips and like
Every
putting
time-
one in the middle. And, like,
Every time I look over, they're in a different orientation. Like, how did that happen?
Hi.
That's why I brought this.
Hey,
So with the introduction of being able to upload videos to Twitch coming early next year, do you see Mindcrack staying primarily on YouTube or making a transition to primarily Twitch content?
I don't think we've had enough time to discuss that as a group.
Yeah, that's really hard to say.
I'm
happened 2
excited
hours
about
ago.
broadcasting playlists though, because I feel
Yeah.
like I could add a lot of my YouTube content
You
on
can
Twitch.
marathon all the UHCs the day of a UHC
Oh my
premiere.
gosh.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah, I think it's way too early to say. I mean, the announcement was just made this morning, and when I heard that, my mind just started like going crazy. Like,
It's
what's
so
that going to be
smart.
like? Like, what can I do with that? What will make sense? And I don't think we're going to even be able to know until the feature hits how people are going to use it. What are people going to want to sit in a chat and watch rebroadcasts? I don't know. Maybe they're going to watch certain things, but not others. It's way too early to say.
Wait, so is it a broadcast?
Yeah, you can so you make a playlist out of either highlights or past broadcasts, and at some point you'll be able to upload videos too, just like you can to YouTube.
So everyone has to watch it at the same time.
Yeah, and then it's like it's just a
Okay.
rebroadcast
That's
of
cool.
whatever playlist that you put up. So
I think as with most things, like we will all experience it individually, as we always do. Like whenever new features, whatever hit, we all experience it individually, and then we generally like have discussions where we're talking about new stuff and like, oh, you did it this way, and did it work out really well, and maybe we can try to
yeah,
how
that's
things work.
like to answer the previous question. Actually, why did you join Mindcrack and would you still do it? Like I don't actually do that many collaborations outside of maybe like UHC. I do some. The thing I really get out of Mindcrack is more like moral support. It's just like when I like hear news or have a complaint or something, the first place I go is the Mindcrack chat, and I just want to like share with them, see what they think or whatever. So that is actually a great point.
Do you think you would have tried Mario Maker if I had to pushed you so hard?
Maybe not. No, I don't think so. Well, I don't know.
I feel like you would have still eventually
Maybe,
tried.
Maybe, yeah.
Just to chime in real quick about the whole uploading and the playlists and stuff. I don't really know about the scheduling stuff, but depending on how they work the upload functionality and like, the ad revenue and blah 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 blah. I could potentially see myself migrating away from YouTube into Twitch entirely. YouTube is not very friendly to
Your
content.
community supporting you, yeah.
Yeah,
They're very hostile towards like.
So getting something resolved with YouTube
Oh, that too.
is like rolling a boulder up a hill. Getting something resolved with Twitch takes like a couple hours, if that. So the community, they're not paying me for this, by the way. The community support for Twitch is exponentially better than it is for YouTube. So if basically Twitch does everything that YouTube does but better, I don't really see much reason to stay with YouTube.
I just like to point out they're now in two piles. One is sideways.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, so when is the next UHC?
We actually don't.
If we knew.
Tomorrow.
We actually don't know because we've argued about when it would be. So
I mean,
I think we're waiting for 1.9 now, right? We want it to be a 1.9.
we did announce, didn't we announce? I don't even
We
know.
didn't
if
announce anything. What are you
We
talking
announced
about?
that we're doing an event.
Oh, but we didn't announce the date.
We didn't announce dates or anything like
Right.
that, but obviously during our
Yeah, that
charity
might be
event
the
that we
next
do every
UHC.
year, there will be
Right.
a
So we have a
live
charity
UHC.
event before the end of the year.
Yeah, there will be a live UHC.
thank
We're
you.
here.
One of the questions in the Twitch chat came from Victory of the People, and they asked, "Can you talk more about your struggles of creating content when you all came from different backgrounds?"
I think that's what makes our content great. Is because we come in with different perspectives on life. and we share those with each other, and then we laugh at each other for having weird perspectives.
Like me and Anderzel and like caving together in UHC, and him just like going balls to the wall and just like, and me doing my, pretty conservative. It's just, the dynamic sometimes can be unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen until you get in there, but it's always great.
It's just mostly a lot of arguing, which is pretty entertaining.
I also think not only like during content, but behind the scenes, everyone's different backgrounds helps so much, because if you ask our group chat a question, there's probably someone who's had to deal with that in your life and you haven't had to, and so it's your first, it's very good.
On the flip side of that, like Good was mentioning 2 nights ago or something, or was it last night, how like the 3 of us could just have our own like daily podcast of just yelling at each other.
We all are trying to be right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm the only one who actually.
Okay. Are we gonna do this again?
Hi.
So, first off, Chad, can you give your flower tiara to Sevidus?
That has been in chat this whole time. What?
Get him to wear the
I just didn't want to deflower you.
This
is my flower. Wow. Here we go. You know what? This is my flower. You get your own flowers. This is from the amazing Angie Lala.
And second off, Ari, weren't you supposed to do some
No.
kind of
No.
You
No.
lost your high stakes Minecraft challenge
did.
and
They
you're
haven't done it yet. So she's referring to the fact that Chad, myself,
You want me to do it right now?
Steve, no, please don't. Not right now.
We need
I
to
need
record
to
it.
be
We need
emotionally
to,
prepared.
no.
So we do another collaborative event between me and Chad and Jordan and Steve, and we like to do a thing where we play a game together, and if one of us loses, we have to do a bet, and we have to do something really horrible. So to this point, I have been pied in the face. I had to drink a thing of ranch soda. I got water ballooned. What else? And it's mostly me losing, but the recent one that's happening now is that
We haven't all gotten in the same room together
I
to
have to
record
let
the
them
vlog.
draw whatever they want in permanent marker on my arm, and
Oh, I thought it was your face. I was gonna be so excited.
No.
I wouldn't do that. So that's what she's asking
No,
about.
I didn't want that for me. I think everyone in the group didn't want that. So beforehand, we're like,
Yeah,
no
no
face.
faces,
no
nothing.
face.
I mean, it washes
Yeah,
off.
we just all need to be in the same room to record
Yeah,
it,
so
and we
not
just
yet.
haven't had time to meet
Yeah.
up yet. That'll happen though.
Yeah.
Do you already know what you're gonna draw?
Yes.
I do.
He put it in the video. He told.
Take a guess.
Just whisper it to him so they can see his face. Just whisper it to him.
Oh,
That is awesome.
oh, that's good.
It's not good.
That's really
It's
good.
not good.
At
Yeah.
this convention too, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. The logo and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Anyway.
And out of all of you here, actually out of the entire Minecraft group, who would you say you adore the most, and who would you say you'd want to throw their head into a bucket of mustard?
Mustard?
Well, I like mustard, so.
So I would dunk your head right
Okay,
in the
yeah.
mustard.
So
it,
I adore
done.
Good the most, and you're in the mustard.
Wait, why good and not me?
What?
You can't. Okay, you're the most one I adore, and you're the one that gets in the mustard.
Okay.
There you go.
I adore everyone.
Wow,
in
is that
those.
easy to like make you change your mind?
I think.
What about me?
So, okay, he's the one I adore, and you're in the mustard.
So I think that like.
Professionalism.
I'm working. I'm sorry. I think that's one of the interesting parts about like who do you like the most, because there's literally every situation where like there's a different person that I would go to. So like the other day I had to go to IKEA and I was like, who? Chad. Ooh, do you want to go
We
to
had an
IKEA?
IKEA
But
trip.
if there were like another like discussion that I'd have, like
I
if I
gotta
was
do
like
my taxes. Let's talk to Good.
it would be Seth, actually, probably. But if I had a question about, my daughter or something, and I wanted to rely on a member of the group, I would be Good. So, like, each one of us has a strength and a weakness that comes out in certain situations. And then other people were like, if I had to, like, rely on someone to do something, there are other people that I would want to throw into a vat of something hotter than mustard. But
What if it's really hot mustard?
if it's super hot, just you.
This morning you wanted to throw me into mustard.
I did.
You were really angry with that.
I sent him a very scathing. Anyway, thank you for the question.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi there. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more about sort of, you mentioned offhand sort of these consensus-driven meetings where you determine sort of your production schedule for, I guess, a week or 2 weeks or however long, where everyone sort of sorts out their schedules. And specifically, like, how do you guys determine sort of who's going to be grouping with who? I know some people naturally gravitate towards each other already, and like whether you guys think about shuffling things up or who gets to like, you know, like how do you manage sort of those pods, and do you guys like having the pods, or do you guys want to or do you guys consider breaking the pods up just to spice things up, or what, or just talk a little bit more about that.
It's organic. There's
the last 2 UHCs we picked, the last 4 or 5 before that, they were random.
It was like 10. The last 10 before.
It was a lot of random ones. And then, like, if you're talking about things like outside of UHC, like Agrarian Skies is a good example where Nebris really wanted to do modded Minecraft, and everyone was asked, and the people that you see playing are the people that were interested in doing the modded Minecraft. So it was open to everyone, but only like 5 of us cared. So it really depends on the content.
Basically, if you come to the group with like a new game, like you are in charge of that game. Yeah, and if you want to get content on it, you have to approach the other people. Usually in a meeting or something, it'll be brought up, and then there'll be a list, and it'll say, you know, Rocket League, which is a dumb name, by the way. And then under that, it'll say, you know, who's interested, and people will just put their name, and then whoever's leading it will create a separate Skype group, and they just add those people, and then they hash it out what their schedule is going to be, basically. So if you come to the group with the game, it's on you to put it together.
At the end of our meetings, we basically have, like, as we're ending the meeting, it's like, meeting's done, now schedule things if you want to. And
yeah, if you have a group and you're wondering how we run our meetings, it's like things that have happened throughout the week that concern the whole group. And that could be like TwitchCon stuff. I don't know, I have this cough. That could be, you know, TwitchCon stuff. It could be updates on maybe talking to a game developer or whatever. And basically big things that concern the group, and then also group decisions. So if we like are trying to plan maybe a stream or something, what games we would play, what are the like nuts and bolts of a thing. And then at the end of the meeting, there's discussion of schedule content. Everyone start talking to schedule content. So it's very organic. There's not a dictator saying, you guys should really record together.
How weird would that be? Like, you know what, Chad? You and Anders haven't made a series.
Yeah, exactly.
Just you two. I want to see it this week.
It does happen that way sometimes. Sometimes
it's called Reddit.
Well, sometimes it's as natural as like we'll be like, who should do a group together? And like sometimes it'll be like, well, there's 3 of us wearing flower crowns. Maybe we should be in a group. And we're like, okay. And then sometimes it's like we did a UHC one time, and they were like, oh, let's do like popular Mindcrack subgroups. There was like Team Nancy, Drew, Team whatever, and then you have like me, Sevidus, and Chad, and we were just like, Team New Kids, and then that's how that formed. Like sometimes it's just we all have that in common, and it just is a pretty natural, like, well, we don't have anything, so we can be Team Nothing.
Team
cool.
Hardy Boys stopped all of you.
Team what?
Hardy Boys?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently that's me.
Anyway, so that's how that happened.
Nebris.
Thank you.
All right, I think that answers my question. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. What originally brought me to Mindcrack was Seth's original guest spot in UHC, and kind of what's kept me paying attention to Mindcrack are the UHCs. I recognize it's really difficult to coordinate those large-scale collaborative events, but I think they are really important. So as people are moving to other games, I hope that can keep going. To that end, collaborative sewing could be kind of cool. Get everybody in one room. Everybody works on one plushie.
I have a sewing machine.
Have you considered
collaborative sewing?
Or
like make a quilt together?
You have groups of
Team
4,
quilting.
teams of 4. It's first. It's you know,
a competition?
if you die, you're out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna get, like tetanus from the needle?
Yeah.
However you die, you're out.
You're out.
You just get Nerf guns thrown at you when you mess up. Like, you didn't sew that straight.
Like, we've tried to carry that PvP into other games, too. Like, our 7 Days to Die series is basically UHC. It really is. It's just a longer form UHC, I think. But it's the same concept. You get eliminated and you're out. You die, you're out.
I think all of us still like the UHCs, so that won't go away because we all like doing them. So it's nothing that we like grow tired of because it's different every single time. So I think that that's something that you wouldn't have to worry about, because even if we're not fans of like Minecraft itself, UHC is a completely different component of the game that we'll all continue to do.
We definitely get the most excited in our meetings when we're talking about a new UHC. So they're not going anywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Capricorn in the Twitch chat, nice name, said, for Sevidus, what's it like being a part of two groups because you're in both Nerd Fusion and Mindcrack? How do you balance your time and different responsibilities for each group?
Well, I wouldn't say that any of us really have any responsibilities here except for Good. Like responsibilities
has
is
all
in
of
like
them.
you have to like
Publish a
step one.
podcast.
I have the least responsibilities.
Yeah, well, on purpose.
He
No,
submitted this
I,
panel. Never mind.
I found it to be a pretty easy balance for me because I still, obviously, I hang out with these guys and I do the same amount of content that I've always, sort of done here. And we don't want to look like, maybe I won't say that. Point is, basically, I think it's a good collaboration between myself. Pause is in the same situation. And, we're both in the Nerd Fusion and we're in Mindcrack. And I think it still works out for us because it's two different types of group content.
I don't think people
Right.
realize how many people are involved in multiple groups. Like you, Aurelian, you're in,
Yeah.
like, gosh, Forgecraft, Godiva Gaming, Mindcrack, Twitch. That counts as a job. But,
I think there's a lot of people in that
so-
situation, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people in the group involved in multiple things.
I can
And
say
people
as an
don't realize it.
outsider, Sev, starting Nerd Fusion has been amazing for me to pick his brain about other questions. Like you've done so much more with creating another group that's different from Mindcrack, that it's the help to Mindcrack has been you have a different experience with a different group, and we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, last question.
Hi.
Hi.
So before I say my question, I just wanted to add, for Chad and Seth and Vex UHC team this season, I noticed that
Spoiler warning.
Just in case.
It was weird because Seth was killed by Chad, and then Chad was killed by Vex. So, in the 10 minutes that those killing sprees went on, and then you guys were on the same team, I thought that was kind of coincidence.
Ooh. I
And
didn't think about that.
You
Oh,
were
was that the
both
previous
killed by
season?
bows.
Yeah, the Vex killed me.
Really?
Yeah, you killed me.
Yeah, and
I almost killed you.
Yeah,
It was
you
this
did. You
close,
did.
but
Well, that was a coincidence.
I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's really
interesting.
cool.
Let the girl ask her question.
Sorry.
Illuminati.
Louise?
Sorry.
So my question was, are you thinking of adding fans to UHCs or having one fan team versus all of the other, Mindcrack people, or adding a fan?
Idea. Oh, I have an idea.
She just said the
idea.
Are you going to say her idea?
That was her idea.
I have an idea from your
You made
idea.
this. I made this.
No, it was her idea. But then I was like, oh, I know how we can make that work. So
Add
you
a
have a great
hyphen
idea.
and an Aurelian under it.
No, she has a great idea. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, they're waving their hands. We're done. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
We don't know the
Wow.
idea.
No, I can't tell you.
All
What?
right, idea.
Get the flower crown off. I'm
Biggest
done
tease
talking.
ever.
Okay, anyway, we're done. They're kicking us off the panel. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
we're
Thanks,
done.
everyone in Twitch chat. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
How did you know?
They waved at us.
Oh, I can't see anything out there.
At Intel, they make the fastest processors.
You know what that means. The noobs get wrecked.
Yeah, or faster data analytics. Don't leave me hanging.
Upgrade to a faster PC with Intel inside.
Hello. Hi. At Intel, they